guys, welcome to my channel. Today we are making Zuppa Toscana soup. It is an Olive Garden copycat recipe. So if you're a fan of Olive Garden, especially their soup and salad menu, this is one of my favorites. It's just so hearty and delicious and surprisingly not that hard to recreate at home. So let me walk you guys through this really super simple one-pot meal. And to begin, we're gonna prepare our vegetables. I am dicing up one medium onion. You can use yellow or white onion. I just happen to have red onion in my pantry and wanted to use it up. We're also going to mince up some garlic. Now, if you know me, I love garlic, so I tend to double this amount, but 1 tablespoon should do you just fine. So now that our aromatics are prepped, we're gonna scrub and chop up our potatoes. Now the original Olive Garden Zuppa Toscana has almost disc-shaped potatoes that are thinly sliced. I prefer my potatoes to be diced into bite-sized pieces so it can fit nicely on my spoon along with the other ingredients. So now that our vegetables are chopped up and ready to go, we're gonna prepare our meat. And we are using about 1/3 pack of bacon, that's about 4 to 5 slices, and about 3 large Italian sausage links. I get both my bacon and sausage from Costco, and I like to store my bacon in the freezer, and it's actually a little bit easier to slice when it's frozen. I take what I need, then put the rest back in the freezer for my next recipe. The bacon has been sliced into 1/2-inch pieces, so they cook up pretty quickly, and once they start to get nice and crispy, we can use a slotted spoon to fish them out, put them in a bowl, and set them to the side. Now I like to get a wad of paper towel and just soak up some of that bacon fat. We want to use some of it, maybe about 1 tablespoon or so, to continue to develop our flavors. Next, we add in our sausages, and I went ahead and used some kitchen shears to remove the casings because we don't want those in our soup. Use the end of your wooden spoon to break up your sausages as they cook so that we get nice little crumbles. So once your sausage has nicely browned, we can go ahead and fish those out as well. Don't worry if they're a little undercooked. We're going to add them back into the pot to fully cook later on. Now we're gonna add in our onions and we're gonna cook them down until they're translucent and slightly caramelized. Then we add in our garlic and we're gonna saute for just about a minute. Garlic does not take very long to cook. And at this point we add in our potatoes and saute those for about a minute or so. And now it's time to add back in our sausage. And once everything is mixed, we're gonna add in our broth. Now I'm using some homemade chicken bone broth that I always keep in my freezer. You can use store-bought broth here. And we're also adding about 2 cups of water because there's a lot of saltiness here from the bacon and the sausage, so you don't have to worry about the broth being too watery. Next, we're gonna prepare our kale. I'm using regular curly kale here, and you can of course use a knife to remove the stem, but I like to just hold the end of the stem and pull with my other hand, and all the leaves come right off. And of course we wanna wash and dry our veggies. I like to use my salad spinner to do this. We're gonna roughly chop our kale into about 1-inch strips. And we're also going to prepare our seasonings. So we have here some salt and black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, and a little bit of red pepper flakes. So now that our broth is done simmering, we're going to add in about 1 cup of heavy cream and our seasonings. Give that a stir so everything is well incorporated. Then in goes our kale, and we're going to let this cook down for about 3 to 5 minutes with the lid closed. Lastly, we are adding in about 1 cup of grated Parmesan and some freshly chopped parsley. Give that a stir, and our soup is pretty much done at this point. Of course, you're going to want to taste your soup before you serve it, and add a little bit more salt or pepper as needed to taste. Depending on the saltiness of your broth, you may need a little bit more. Now before I serve it, I like to top each bowl with some extra grated Parmesan, and remember that bacon that we had cooked up earlier? I like to add this towards the end so that the bacon stays nice and crispy. And that is all there is to it. It's a really simple one-pot dinner that comes together so easily. It looks and smells amazing. So hearty. You have so much protein in here from the bacon and the sausage. This is like the ultimate comfort food. You really get like this whole spectrum of flavor, right? You also have the spices from the sausage, and then there's the bacon. It's creamy, but not super heavy. So if you try just one soup from my soup series, I really recommend this one. If you're not a fan of kale, you can also substitute with spinach, but the spinach can get a little bit soggy and almost slimy once it's been cooked down to a certain point. But the kale is really able to withstand that heat and retain a lot of its integrity. So that's it for today. If you want to see more videos like this, please go ahead and subscribe. And as always, you can find the full recipe for this Zuppa Toscana soup, as well as all my other recipes on my website. Say bye!